I'm John Gregg, editor of Farmtario. In this session of the Innovation Showcase at Canada's Digital Farm Show, we're looking at crops innovations. We had two different crops innovations this year, and they were quite diverse. The first is a new trait stack for corn, and then the other is a way of keeping birds away from your crops and your barns. Now that genetically modified seeds have been on the market for a couple of decades, pests are adapting, and that means the need for new types of trait stacks. Qrome is the latest from Corteva. Dave Harwood, Technical Services Manager with Corteva, is here to tell us about it. Welcome to the Innovation Showcase, Dave.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So, like most people know who Corteva is, but tell us quickly what role Corteva plays in the agriculture sector.
Yes, Corteva is a pure play, is the term used, agriculture company. So we serve agriculture as our exclusive business area, both on the crop protection side, meaning chemicals to be used on seed or in field, and as well the development of plant genetics. So varieties of corn, soybeans, canola, wheat, alfalfa, and then several crops used outside of Canada.
And today we're talking about Qrome, which is the latest trait stack from Corteva that you submitted to the Innovation Showcase. Tell us about Qrome, what it does, why it was needed.
You know, I've been involved in plant breeding for almost 40 years, I hate to admit. And from my very earliest experiences working in the field, I recognized that balance is important in plant genetics, meaning if we focus too significantly and select too significantly for one trait, it invariably comes at the expense of another trait. And the GM traits, the genetically modified traits, are not really any different to that we see across all the characteristics of varieties. I describe Qrome as striking a better balance between providing really good efficacy against the pests, so making sure we're controlling the pests and maintaining the most important attribute of any plant variety, that is the yield potential, the genetic potential of the crop to yield. So what we've done with Qrome is optimize that balance between yield performance and protection from corn rootworm in this case.
And why did the company develop Qrome? What was the market need for the product?
We've been involved in creating genetically modified corn to protect from corn rootworm from the outset of the concept. And we introduced in the early 2000s Herculex rootworm, which is a trait that's used broadly across the industry through licensing arrangements and within our existing brands. And it is a highly efficacious trait. Meaning it controls corn rootworm very well. It is one of those traits that, depending on the genetic background you place it in, can come at a certain physiological cost to the plant. And so that limits the hybrids, the genetic backgrounds that one can deploy the trait in while maintaining top-level yield performance. In the case of Qrome, we as I was saying before, struck a better balance between expressing the trait at the levels needed and maintaining yield, and therefore allowing us to deploy the trait in virtually all genetic backgrounds, and therefore deliver really top shelf yield performance in the context of a corn rootworm protected product.
So can you talk to me a bit about what range of hybrids or what type of hybrids the Qrome trait is available in?
Yeah, and that's a good question because especially in the northern corn world that we operate in Canada, the earliest hybrids are arguably the hybrids that had the most challenge to support elite performance while having rootworm protection. Whether that's just because they're somewhat less robust plants than big corn belt hybrids, or whether it's a function of some other genetic aspect of them. But with Qrome, with that striking a better balance, as I described before, we can deploy rootworm protection in all the maturities that we use in Canada, from the very earliest through to the latest, and provide growers that need rootworm protection an option regardless of what maturity they're using.
So the full range, really, you're able to get the full range.
Yes, the full range, yeah. Where today we have a limited, before Qrome, we had a limited number of offers in the very early maturities. And it was to the greatest extent because that early genetics, it just seemed less capable of supporting the rootworm traits as compared to the fuller season genetics.
And how does the Qrome stack compare to other products on the market? Of farmers looking at trait stacks and interaction with yield, how does Qrome compare?
Yeah, well, having the history we've had with existing rootworm traits and then developing the Qrome technology, we've been able to compare the pre-existing trait combinations with the Qrome stack as we've moved it towards the market. And depending on the maturity you're looking at, the data set you're looking at, the yield advantage of Qrome hybrids over sort of comparable pre-existing trait versions of hybrids would range from 5 to 10% higher yielding is a reasonable approximation. Of course, that's an average, and an approximation, but a pretty clear trend towards higher yield performance while delivering corn rootworm protection.
Where is it in the market introduction, how much is it available at this point?
We introduced it in a launch way this past fall. So farmers were able to plant it this spring. So this is the first crop year that Canadian farmers will have grown Qrome hybrids in an introductory volume, and significant supplies are available for planting in 2021. So the supply we're in a very good position for supply for this coming planting year.
And how has the market reacted to the product so far? What have you heard from people?
What we will hear from people about the trait will be, that story is a little bit yet to be told. I think customer reaction ultimately depends on yield performance and the benefit that producers see through enhanced performance when the combine hits the field. So we haven't heard negative feedback from growers thus far, which of course is a very good thing. And we expect to hear a lot of comments about the yield performance of these products as the combine rolls.
And is there anything else people should know about Qrome?
I think growing corn on corn is something many producers need to do for one reason or another, whether it's a requirement for feed, from year to year market signals are suggesting they should have more corn in their rotation than in another year. And I think if you're in that position where you are growing corn on corn, I think it really owe it to yourself to look at Qrome hybrids as a really important option for those acres to just maximize performance in a corn on corn environment.
Okay, good. Well, thanks for taking the time to tell us about Qrome today, and take care.
Okay, well, thank you very much, John.
Farms often struggle with birds, which can eat crops, make a mess of buildings, and potentially transmit disease. The AVIX automatic laser bird control system, available from FenceFast, is a new solution to that challenge. Leanne Smith, Vice President of Accounts and Marketing with FenceFast, joins us to explain how the system works. Welcome to the Innovation Showcase, Leanne.
Thank you.
So first, tell me about FenceFast and where it fits within the agriculture sector.
Definitely. So thank you very much for this opportunity. FenceFast is based in British Columbia, but we are a national sales and marketing for fencing and all livestock, animal, and bird pest control management. So we are largely a digital company. We should have been COVID proof and COVID ready, but it was still a challenge for us. We had our background, our basis is in fencing and in ranching. And then our owner, Axel, moved into the sales and marketing. So we do have, all of us are very egg related, egg based, and that is kind of our passion and our background.
So tell me about the AVIX automatic system that you submitted to the Innovation Showcase. How does it work?
You bet. So it is a laser format that is an expanded beam that the birds then see as a moving. They cannot deter from that as a predator or the laser beam itself. So the constant moving of the laser in a predetermined area that is set based on the topography and the acreage of the area being protected really then helps to deter the birds safely, effectively, and without any harm.
And so tell me, what's the need for this product in the marketplace? What do farmers need this product for?
So bird pest has long been a problem. It is a problem for either crop loss, damage, food safety issues, and just general nuisance as well. So often, birds can come in and be considerable damage or a long-standing issue. So the past has been either kind of a rudimentary or high labor-intensive solutions. So the laser has come in as a labor savings, a time savings, and then an effective non-harm solution.
Right, because there've been various other more complicated solutions, bird bangers and those sorts of things. What makes your product different to the other bird control products on the market?
So the laser really focuses on the biology of the bird, on how the bird views and the eye, how the bird's eye views. So the bird eye can see approximately 10 to 12 times what the human eye can see. So it sees an expanded laser light. So what we see, how we perceive the laser is different than the birds. So the continual moving, the continual swooping is then seen as an expanded laser, expanded ray, that the birds can't determine whether that's a predator coming in to swoop at them or the light. So because it's continual, because it is moving quickly to them, they just leave, like as in they just don't want to be there. It's a danger. They view it as a danger.
And then what does this look like set up on a farm? How do farmers put it into place on their operations?
So there's different mounting. It really depends on the location, on your topography, on your situation, where your problem is. It also depends on what is surrounding your farm, where the birds have access to water and other food. So that's kind of what goes into deciding and determining where, and then how it can be mounted on a stand. Height is important to get it, to get the downward laser swooping motion, but it can be mounted on a building as well. And then there's solar or plug-in power solution. So it's really meant to be a low profile, I'm going to say, solution, and unintrusive.
So how has the market reacted to this product? Where is it in market release in Canada?
So in Canada, it is definitely newer technology. It was developed in the Netherlands. It has been in the United States longer. There was a different different edition. I'm going to say this version is more automated and has been around since 2020. So the market has really responded well to it. We discussed earlier, the other solutions are very high labor. They are other, rudimentary that isn't always effective. Well, nothing is 100% effective for birds. Some of the audible, it doesn't work for the real biology, really what birds view as a pest and a predator. So the market has been very excited about something that is easy to install within, a few hours. It can be up and working, and depending on your situation, it can definitely be a fast, effective solution to reduce bird pest within 60 to up to upwards %. So the market is really excited about a fast, effective solution.
And is there anything else farmers should know about the system?
So really, what I'd say is there's going to be kind of no one out of the box solution. That it really depends on the location, the topography, what you have around, even surrounding your farm. If there is something next to you that's really an attraction for birds, for example, like a landfill or something, to be mindful of that. And for location, for bird pressure, and all of that really goes into a customized solution. And not that it just affects everything. Everyone's solution is slightly different, and that's why we really customize it based on individual locations. So that's why we have, solve your bird pest questionnaire, and we really try to work to get the best solution for the individual farmer.
Well, thanks for explaining the solution to us today.
Welcome.
Take care.
Thank you.